Hey neighbor, welcome back to Beyond ARTV. My name is John, and it's time for another installment of News It or Lose It Late Night Edition. My name is John. The vibes are a bit strange today because there's been an all-time low update in regards to their lawsuit situation. If you're not familiar, I'll briefly catch you up to speed. There were allegations made in October of 2021 against the pop-punk band All Time Low. They're out of Baltimore, Maryland. They've been very popular since they put out their first album in the mid-2000s, and the allegations were essentially like against their guitarist Jack Barricat, who's been accused of making inappropriate advances towards underage girls, knowingly underage fans, and there's a lot of stuff that I will link you to in the description to kind of catch you more up to speed there. But essentially, so YouTube doesn't demonetize this video, it was some unwarranted stuff, and it seemed to be a pattern of behavior in regards to the allegations. And they kind of began stacking up as people started to remember things maybe a little bit differently in hindsight in the way that he had interacted with especially their female fans. And it seemed like they had kind of built this culture where, like women throwing their bras on stage was like very normal. It was something that was a part of their concert routine and normal behavior. And that started getting called into question, obviously, after these allegations were made. It was posted to TikTok and then subsequently deleted. And the update today is that because of this entire situation here, All Time Low filed a counter lawsuit against this unknown person, this unnamed woman, and Twitter is now being forced to identify her. Maybe that sounded like an exaggeration to you, but the title of this Rolling Stone article doesn't lie. It sums it up in a pretty succinct way that identifies the situation. Twitter ordered to identify Jane Doe, which is obviously a term used to identify a female normally, whose name is unknown, who accused All Time Low of a. The judge ruled that Twitter must identify Jane Doe, who claimed guitarist Jack Barricat abused her when she was 15 years old. Like I was saying, All Time Low filed this libel lawsuit. I believe I said counter lawsuit. I meant libel lawsuit, denying the anonymous claims of alleged abuse. And the band said that it had planned to use the court's subpoena power to make an aggressive bid to unmask its accusers. They wanted to know who this person was because all four of them are putting their entire reputation on the line for this. They are all listed as plaintiffs in this complaint, and they're trying to sue for libel, and this person is essentially going to have to come forward. Now, I thought it was interesting at the very bottom of this article, it says something about the fact that by bringing a lawsuit, it appears that they're entering willingly. They're talking about the Jane Doe here, knowing that there's going to be investigations into their background, and they don't care, apparently, and they're not afraid. If this Jane Doe person isn't afraid to go up against All Time Low, then we could be seeing a really nasty lawsuit. But at the same time, this could just be gossip from a source of a friend, somebody who doesn't really know the situation. And it's attorneys talking and their lingo and their linguistics and saying, well, maybe it's going to be this, maybe it's going to be that. But at the end of the day, I'm really not sure where this is going to go because Twitter is saying that they do not have the information for this person. The Twitter account, of course, was deactivated for the person that posted it, and the person that posted it on TikTok, Mini.Grew, also was deleted. That account was removed from TikTok. So there's not really anything that was said necessarily explicitly naming the band All Time Low in her post, but it was so heavily implied, and also by the comments. And I thought it was interesting here in this follow-up, Mini.Grew, the same account, the accuser here, they literally tried to take my bra for their nasty collection and offered me beers. But the next part I thought was really strange and doesn't seem to really make that much sense to me. I know the band were relatively young at the time of these allegations. I believe this was like the late 2000s, so they probably would have been like early 20s. But they're saying that they got my friend's phone number and prank called them for months. And oh, it was also her home phone number because we were too young to have phones, which we mentioned, so they would harass her mom a lot and talk to her. This one's kind of a head scratcher for me because I definitely noticed Jack Barracat's behavior over the years, and I always thought he was a little like frat boyish, like somebody that maybe used to be in a frat, in the way that he carried himself and kind of had that Blink-182 styled humor. He played off of like Mark Hoppus and other people like that. I feel like that's the type of stuff that raised him, and he was trying to carry that for the next generation, and you couldn't really tell what was character Jack and what was actual him, and maybe that was part of the blurred line problem. If you have had any experiences with the band, their fandom, the guys in All Time Low themselves, whether it be Zach, Ryan, Jack, or Alex, let me know in the comment section down below. And also, let me know what you think about Twitter being forced to hand over information, even though they're saying they don't have the information. What do you think is going to happen? Is something going to come out of the woodworks here? Are there going to be more allegations that maybe bring a lawsuit against All Time Low? Or do you think that All Time Low are taking this stand and risking their entire career by putting all 4 of their names on it because they know beyond a shadow of a doubt that it's not true? I honestly really do hope that it's the latter of those. I really hope that this situation develops some answers sooner rather than later, and I will try to keep you guys updated. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to see my original video on this as the news broke, then you can tap this card right here, or tap here for another video that I did on the band All Time Low. All of my socials are in the description if you want to give me a follow. Thank you for watching, hitting the like button, and I'll see you soon for more on Beyond ARTV.